Yeah, hi everyone. Yeah, hi everyone. Good afternoon. Are you able to hear me? Yeah, your voice is a bit low. Can you confirm once again? Are you able to hear me or not? Vijaya, are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let me give small introduction about myself before starting the session. So in 2 to 3 sentences. So myself, I am Nageshwar Rao. I am working as a Python backend developer from the last 12 years. So I worked in various companies like TCS, Arxar, Oracle, Nexi Labs, SunGuard, etc. And currently I am working one of the MNCs as a Python backend developer. So through while coming to the training sessions, I have 7 years of experience as a trainer, as a part-time trainer. So I used to train based on the Python, Python automation, Python web applications, networking automation, and data engineering, artificial intelligence. Almost everything related to Python. I won't touch other technologies, but if there is anything related to Python, I use it to train on those things. My specialties in terms of training are Python automation and Python web development. So as you have only two members, let's both of you introduce one by one about yourself. First, let's start with Srilekha.
Good afternoon, sir. I am Sri Lekha. I've recently graduated. I am a computer science student.
Okay, Vijaya. Are you speaking on mute? Okay. So let's start with basic introduction. Uh, so why do you want to learn the Python? Why? Okay, as you are not answering, I will proceed from my side. First of all, let's start with what is a program? I want to make this as an interactive session. It's not like one side I am going ahead and I am teaching. So I would be expecting answers from you guys. What is a program?
So a program is a set of instructions
Instructions giving for
to a computer to perform a specific task.
exactly. A program is a set of instructions giving to CPU to perform a particular task. So when we say task, it can be anything. Right now, I have opened my Notepad++. When I move to the cursor to the file and click there, you can see a specific menu. It is also a type of instruction which was developed by some other team. And when I click on the edit, when I click on the search, so everything is a type of program or is a type of instruction that is written by the some other team. So whatever you do in your laptop, so let's say now I am double clicking on this folder. Okay, if I double click on this folder, these are the things that has given by as a task to my one of my previous batches. Okay, so if I double click on this, it opens this folder. How does it opens? How does it knows it should open only this folder? Why not other? Because everything is a program. If you are opening a file, if you are opening a Chrome, if you are opening a new tab in the Chrome, if you are opening a new tab in the Chrome, and if you are doing some Facebook or etc., anything, whatever you do on the system, everything is a program, is a set of instructions given to the CPU. But how you are going to give those instructions, we will learn in the upcoming classes. Now CPU, like computer or CPU, it understands only the binary language. CPU understands only binary language. What does contains in the binary language?
Zeros and ones.
It contains zeros and ones. So if I want to give click option, so I should provide information in the combination of zeros and ones. Okay, it can be the option for the click, or it can be option for the from, it can be the option for the to, it can be anything. But as a human, can I understand this type of language and can I proceed to write the program?
No, sir.
No. But CPU can understand only these things. It is just like uh, you had generally the politicians meetings with the other countries. How it will happen? There will be the intermediator always. Let's say there is minister from India and there is minister from Germany. They are speaking with each other. So when someone from India he is speaking in Hindi. So when someone from India he is speaking in Hindi, and from someone from Germany they are speaking in German language. So if they speak in German and Hindi, they won't be able to understand each other what they are speaking. So to avoid those type of confusions, they will be arranging some mediator here who knows Hindi as well as German. So whenever someone from speaks in Hindi, he takes the input and he converts that one into the German to help him. And in the reverse way, whatever he is speaking in the German, he takes the input and he converts that into the Hindi to understand by the Indian minister or etc. So this intermediator of the conversation plays a major role, because if they say it is a wrong, it is a wrong. If they say it is a right, it is a right. Similarly, in our concept also, we had the CPU and we had the human being, and human beings are not able to understand binary language. Human beings are not able to understand binary language. So we need a intermediator to convert. So which intermediator we need? Does we need Telugu to binary, or does we need Hindi to binary, or does we need Germany to binary? So if you consider this type of participations, there will be always a limited constraints. There will be always a limited constraints. Those who know Telugu, again, there can be a scenario that they don't know Hindi, and that those who know Hindi, they don't know. There can be a scenario that they don't know English. So to avoid all these things, as English is the most spoken language across the world, from the filtration of the English, we will define the particular languages which we will say programming languages. So when whoever wants to use a computer, whoever wants to give some enhancements to the computer or CPU, they will be using these languages, and they will have mediator to convert into the binary, and they will give the instructions to the CPU. And if CPU sends back any information in the binary format, that will be converted into the this particular language system, and they will proceed with the output. So generally, okay, now these type of languages are two types. One is programming language and the other one is scripting language. Whether Python is a programming language or scripting language. Anyone? Python is I think both of you are from CSE, right? Python is a programming language or scripting language? First of all, what is a programming language? Examples of any programming languages, whatever you know. Okay, these
So
languages,
Python, Java,
yes,
programming languages.
yeah, Java, .NET, C, C++, all these are the programming languages. Java, C, C++, .NET, all these are the programming languages. And coming to scripting languages, Perl scripting, shell scripting, VB scripting, PowerShell scripting. All these are the scripting languages. JavaScript. Java is different. JavaScript is different. So these are the scripting languages. And Python is a scripting language by default, but we can use it as a programming as well as the scripting language. So that is the reason I haven't mentioned the Python there. So how are we separating this is a programming language and this is a scripting language? Types of languages has been separated. Types of languages has been separated based on the language mediator or converter they are using. If a program uses compiler to convert into binary then it is a programming language. If a program uses interpreter to convert into binary, then it is a scripting language. So any doubts still here? Okay, silence is the acceptance I am considering. If no, I will go to the next steps. So what is a compiler and what is a interpreter? You may have learned multiple things in your colleges like line by line execution, compiles all the at a time. All those things are the valid, but let me reiterate once. So compiler is a two-step process. First, it will do the compilation. First, it will do the compilation, generate the object code, which will generate the object code. When I say object code, it is the binary code. So we can say object code, we can say compiled code, we can say uh, binary code, anything. And once it has been compiled, it has generated the object code, then we will give it to the executor. After giving it to the executor, it will generate the output in the system. Mostly it is system, but it can be anything. So in case of compiler, there are two steps. Step 1 is compilation. Step 2 is execution. In case of interpreter, it is a single step. Interpreter is a single step where you will give the source code. What is the source code? Anyone? In real-time terminology, source code is the one which we will use most preferably. Whatever the code you are writing or whatever that a code that is being written by our team, we will say it as a source code. So if you write a prime number code, it is a source code. If you write a Fibonacci number code, it is a source code. So whatever we are writing, that is the source code. We will use the terminology. So in case of interpreter, I will give my source code to interpreter, then it will generate the output directly. There is no point of the executor or in executor in case of interpreter. And if I am using the compiler, it is a programming language. If I am using the interpreter, it is a scripting language. And one more point to add is, generally I won't be providing any demo classes. First class is always a demo class is always a first class in my classes. So I don't want to pick any separate topic for the demo and I want to go ahead. Demo class is always first class in my scenario. If someone is missing first two classes or three classes, I will be providing a backup to them again. So when to use a programming language and when to use a scripting language. So to understand this, let's take a simple example. I am erasing on whatever is there on the screen. Shall I erase?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's say you have developed a small application. You have developed a small application like VLC player. I think everyone knows what is VLC player. Right now it was developed by some company, but assume you have developed it. It is used to play the music or it is used to play the videos. And assume it is not a free. You want to sell it to the customers. Sell it to customers at a price. And you sold it to particular company. You sold it to, let's assume person only right now, to a particular person P1. So this is your idea. You got some idea and you developed something like VLC player. This is your idea, and based on your idea, you have implemented the code and everything. But whenever you have implemented code and everything, you cannot make it 100% successful every time. You cannot make it 100% successful every time. So what we should do? Okay, let's assume you sold it to the particular person P1. This P1 person is also a programmer. Is also a programmer. And when you are saying P1 person is also a programmer, he can, if you give the source code to the P1 to execute that. So for example, let's take desktop, aim next. Let's assume this is the code for the py. Output.py is the code for the, or first.py is the code for the VLC player. If I give the first dot py to the customer, if they execute it, if they execute it, they will get the output. If when I say if they execute it, they will see the particular things like uh, what is the how it is working and all those things. But you feel like there is some bugs. This P1 programmer, this P1 programmer identified identified bugs in your code, bugs in your code, and provided, modify and resolved those bugs, and thing, introduced a new app called My Player. Actually, this VLC player, now this VLC player, My Player, both are same. The difference is VLC player was developed by you and you sold it to person P1. This person P1 resolved the bugs in that, and he created a new thing called the My Player. And also he kept the price the same. Now if someone wants to buy among the VLC player and My Player, which one they will prefer? They always prefer My Player, right? Because both are same, and bugs in the VLC player has been resolved in the My Player. Any doubts for you?
No, sir.
No, right? So in this scenario, if I consider this, I would be able to get the Facebook code, how it is working on. I would be able to get the Gmail code, how it is working on. I would be able to get the LinkedIn code, how it is working on, etc. Okay, but the problem is everyone can read my code. To avoid those things, I can give the object code to the customer. So I have the, in case of compiler, what is happening? In case of compiler, I had the source code. Source code, I am giving it to the compiler. This compiler will generate the object code or binary code, whatever you feel. This compiler will generate the object code and it will give me the object code. So instead of sharing the source code to the P1, I can share the object code to the P1. Now, if I share the object code, it will be in the form of binary where the P1 cannot understand. So your idea is safe. Your code, your logic, everything is safe. But if you give the source, there is a security issue that someone steal your code and they modify the things and they will release a new product. But if you give the object code, they won't be able to modify your code and it will be easier for them to to execute it but not to modify it. Any doubts?
No, sir.
No, right? But there is one problem here. Object code is platform dependent. What is platform independent? From your engineering background, what is platform independent? First of all, what is a platform? So now I am teaching a class to you. So this class, whatever screen sharing and everything, by concluding everything, can I consider it as a type of platform? Yes. Similarly, when coming to the Windows, there are different types of platforms where you run the program code. So I can run my Python program in Windows, or I can run my Java program in Windows, and I can run my Python program in Linux servers like Ubuntu, Debian, Kali Linux, etc. I can run my Python program in the MacBook. That is Apple, Mac OS. Okay. So in Python Pro Windows also, I will be having two types of things. I had the 32-bit processor and 64-bit processor. Linux also it will have the 32-bit processor, 64-bit processor, and Mac it will have the like Intel processor or Apple processor. So at this level, everything is a platform. Again, I can convert the Linux into the Ubuntu or RHEL, Ubuntu RHEL, as well as the Kali Linux and different categories. I don't want to convert all those things. Now, each this combination is a platform. Windows 32 is a type of platform. Windows 64 is a type of platform. And similarly, Linux 32 is a type of platform. Linux 64 is a type of platform similar to Mac. So if I take the Python program, or if I take the C program, if I take the some other thing, so everything I can execute my Python py file. I had a py file. I can execute my Python py file at any place. I can execute my Python py file at any place. So when I am saying I can execute my Python py file at any place, then it indicates it is a platform independent. Then it indicates it is a platform independent. But the problem is the object code that I am giving it to the customer, it is a platform dependent. Platform dependent. So how it was converting into the platform dependent? Let's see in the pictorial representation. So I had four systems. Let's assume three right now. And I had the py file, and this is Windows 32, Windows 64, and Linux 32. Let's assume like this. Now I copied my Python file into this laptop. I copied my Python file into this laptop, and it generated the object code. It generated the object code or binary code or compile code, etc. Similarly, I copied my Python file into Windows 64 machine, and it also generated object code. Similarly, onto the Linux 32, it also generated the object code. So generally, what is meant by 32-bit processor and 64-bit processor? Number of bits can be transferred at a time. Number of bits that can be handled by the CPU at a time to perform the task. So let's say there is character A. Let's say there is character A which fits into 32-bit. If it is fitting into the 32-bit, it can also fit into the 64-bit. And there is a small character, a small letter A which is taking 40 bits, which is taking 40 bits. In case of 64-bit processor, I can send these 40 bits for the execution at a time. But in case of 32-bit processor, I need it into divided into 32 plus 8. First I will send the 32, next I will send the 8. So the total result is getting changed compared to the 32-bit processor and compared to the 64-bit processor. 64-bit processor will be faster because it can handle this 40 bits at a time. It can handle more number of bits also. I am taking example. And similarly, 32-bit processor will be bit slower because first it can handle 32 bits only. It will send the 32 bits and then 8 bits a bit remainder. I mean a bit after. So based on this, the oh sorry. Based on this, the object code generated by the object code generated by the Windows 32-bit can get executed on only on Windows 32. Windows 32. And similarly, the object code that was generated on the Windows 64, it is executable on only on Windows 64. Similar to Linux, similar to Windows Linux. So this one is platform dependent. If I take this bytecode, I cannot take this bytecode and execute here because it won't support. The object code or bytecode that got generated in Windows 32 machine, that should be executed only on Windows 32 machine. That is the reason most of the times whenever we are downloading any applications, it will ask for the what platform or what environment you are using. So let's try to download VLC player only. I will not download it, but let's try to download VLC player only. So if I go for the downloads, so here you can see by default nowadays equipments has been increased, so they are giving the direct, they are identifying our systems and they are giving the direct information. But if you see it says Windows machine it is using right now. If I go for this arrow, it is saying, do you want the 64-bit version for the Windows or do you want to the ARM processor? Like Intel, there will be ARM processor also. So other than the Windows, if you are using some other systems, here it is. If I need it for the Linux things, these are the various Linux versions. These are the mobile versions as well as some other systems we can say. So if I want RHEL, I will click on this. It will download the particular thing or it will give the steps. On Windows, if I click, it will go like this. I can click on the download. It will download automatically based on my stuff. See, it is getting installed 32-bit by default. Okay, it has not started download yet. That's okay, even I don't want to start. So give me a minute. So now if I go and show you the desktop, this PC, C drive, let me look at program data. MySQL, it is not here. Look at here. You can see here video LAN. So whenever you download and install the VLC player, it will get you all the things. It will copy all the things into your things. So now if I go and click on the control, if I open it, you can see that I won't be able to see this data. But if I play the VLC player, I would be able to play it. But if I want to see the code, I won't be able to see the code because this is the binary code. Because this is the binary code or byte code, or I can say compiled code. So it won't be direct ones and zeros. It will be similar to that. Okay. So to avoid the issue of the platform dependent, what they will do is they will go ahead. So they will write the code using the Python, C++, or Java, or etc. They will go ahead and execute in the Windows 32 machine. They will generate the byte code, and they will go ahead Windows 64-bit and they will generate the byte code. And while downloading, if you say you are using Windows 32-bit, it will download this file for you. If you say if you are using Windows 64-bit, it will download this file for you. And after downloading, when you click on the install, it will copy all the files into the particular folder. So any doubts still here? Vijay, any doubts? If no doubts, we will stop today here. And in the next class, we will discuss when we will go for the programming languages, advantages of the programming languages and scripting languages, as well as the disadvantages. And out of all programming languages like C, C++, Java, etc., when do I go for the Python? If I want to develop any web application like Facebook, I can use Python, I can use Java, I can use .NET, etc. But based on my application, I need to decide. So I will decide based on that. Uh, if I know features of the Python and features of the Java and features of the .NET, I would be able to decide for my application whether Python is suitable or not. So in the next class, we will see advantages of programming languages and scripting languages and features of the Python, which will replicate that. It will help us to understand for what type of applications I can go for the Python. Again, any doubts? Okay, if no doubts, I'm stopping the session.